everybody. Uncle Mo here with StealthZerg.com. Welcome to this Star Citizen podcast. And right off the bat, you got to be asking yourselves, man, if this is a Star Citizen podcast, what the hell are we doing in Diablo 3? Well, as of this recording, Diablo 3, just a couple of days ago, they shut down their auction house. The dreaded auction house finally is gone. So no more buying gold from other players, no more buying stuff or really trading with anybody else. The shutting down of the auction house was controversial, but most people love it. I think you're going to find it's going to be a lot better for the game. And so what does this have to do with Star Citizen? In order to really discuss the economy, I want to talk about the economy in Star Citizen and what that's going to be like. And in order to do that, we have to kind of talk about what outside economy influences there are in a game. So what can you buy for real money? And this is a prime example of how things can go wrong in a game. Anybody that played Diablo 1 and 2, they remember the old days when you could go on eBay and buy 1,000 Stone of Jordan rings, and people sort of did their trading that way. And, it was fun for some people. But Blizzard thought, okay, well, let's implement that. We'll legalize it and tax it, and we'll go ahead and make a lot of money doing that and give players what they want. But it ended up being a disaster. Nobody really grinded for anything anymore. Nobody really played the game. And the only people that ended up playing the game were people that wanted to make money selling items to other players for real cash. So fortunately, that is gone now. And it's, the Reapers of Souls expansion releases on March 25th for Diablo 3. I think Blizzard's kind of come through there. I think they're going to save this title with this expansion. It's looking pretty good. So with that in mind, this is a disaster. We want to avoid things like this in Star Citizen, but we already know right now that there is a virtual black market. People that bought ships when lifetime insurance was available are now trying to sell those and making real cash off that. So, is this good or bad? I don't know. I don't really like it. I think it leads to, malicious things that hackers can do. For instance, when I wanted to go play Diablo 3 again, I had to get my account restored. Somebody had hacked it apparently 6 months ago. I hadn't played a Blizzard game for well over a year, so I had to have a customer service rep restore that. So I don't know. I think gold selling and black market sales and trading kind of leads to things like that. They promote account theft and other malicious things that can go on. So, let's go ahead and jump right in. Not everything has been decided with the Star Citizen economy. But let's go ahead and talk about what we do know. So Chris Roberts has done a video that explains a lot about what the economy is going to be like in Star Citizen. So go ahead, you can go on YouTube and check it out. It's really kind of an interesting setup that they want to do for the persistent universe. There's going to be a bunch of factories everywhere that produce everything you need in the game: ammunition, ships, missiles, that kind of thing, and what you're going to need to do is transport things to these factories, like, they got metal and things like that, all the ingredients they need. And that system is going to be sort of a dynamic system where NPCs will be doing the same things that actual players are doing with all this delivery and piracy and things like that. So it looks like whenever a real player wants to take over, the NPCs will sort of disappear, and you'll take over whatever mission it is that you want to complete for that day. Here's a guy transporting 3 tons of metal. He's going to get zapped here. So it looks like a really interesting system, and I think this type of system is going to lead to a closed type economy. And I'll describe a little bit more of that, what I mean by that, in the next segment. But there's definitely two sort of fields of thought as I look at the forums and get the opinions of players. You have your former EVE Online players that are used to huge economies and being able to do whatever they want. And then there's your other type of player like me. We're going to go check out some World of Tanks here in a minute, which is really what I consider to be more of a closed economy. There's no auction house. nothing of that nature. We already know that there's not going to be any crafting in Star Citizen. There'll be sort of an overclocking system. So if you want to sort of tweak your gun, maybe to fire more, do more damage, you can do that, but it'll take longer to reload. There'll be some sort of penalty involved. Same thing with shield modules and things of that nature. So should be pretty interesting, but I don't think for the E player that wants to see a robust, open, free economy, I don't think we're going to quite see that. Let's go check out some World of Tanks real quick. Right, so here we are in World of Tanks. I want to just start off by saying I've played World of Tanks, I've played EVE Online, I loved them both. And I think, to me, they represent the opposite ends of the spectrum economy-wise. World of Tanks is what I consider to be more of a closed economy. For instance, you can't create this tank or craft it. You can't craft the gun on it. You can't trade it to other players. Everything's pretty much unlocked. All the credits are earned in-game via missions. You can purchase gold here, which is used to purchase subscription time or perhaps a premium tank, things of that nature. But in World of Tanks, everything's very closed, as opposed to EVE Online, which is very much an open economy. If you're not familiar with that game, there is an auction house. You can craft anything in the game. Trading is pretty much unlimited. The economy is a big deal, so I would consider that to be more of an open economy. And I think in Star Citizen, we are going to see more of a World of Tanks closed type economy. A lot of those attributes, although it's going to have some EVE Online attributes as well. But I don't think we're really going to be seeing that much of an auction house of sorts. We are, like I said, I mentioned in the previous clip, there's not really going to be any crafting. There'll be some overclocking in Star Citizen. So I don't think there's going to be much of a market for anything per se. So, nothing's really set in stone. We'll just have to wait and see. But I really anticipate more of a World of Tanks type closed economy, where everything that's earned in game is unlocked and tweaked via overclocking, but really ultimately not so much tradable. But and this is just all speculation. Don't get me wrong. If you guys know something that I don't, by all means, put it in the YouTube comments. I'll highlight it, and I'm not afraid to admit that hey, I don't know every damn thing about the game. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I am quite certain that they just haven't made all the design decisions for Star Citizen just yet. So we'll have to wait and see. A lot of speculation. There's going to be a lot of World of Tanks type players coming in with it, want to come in and play the game and sort of unlock everything, and everything's bind on account. There's also going to be a lot of EVE Online players that are going to check this game out. They're really not going to be comfortable with the rigidity of anything that's less than what they're used to as far as an open economy. So it'll be really interesting to see what Chris Roberts and their team finally implements. Folks, that's about going to wrap it up for today's economy discussion for Star Citizen. It's going to be important to see what they implement. Obviously, we don't want another Diablo 3 on our hands. We want an excellent game. We want the best damn space sim ever. And I can't see any reason why we shouldn't expect to see that from Chris Roberts and his team. If y'all have any more information about Star Citizen economy, anything that I've missed, by all means, comment on the forums here or on YouTube. By all means, subscribe and like the video if you liked it, and expect to see more of them. I'm a bit of a Kickstarter junkie, so as things start to develop for Camelot Unchained and Novus Eterno and Star Citizen, I'll expect to get some news updates from this podcast. I'm going to try and keep you in the loop with these Kickstarter projects as much as possible. Also, Elder Scrolls Online is looking very interesting, so I'm going to be giving that a shot. It looks like they're doing a lot of things right. It's not quite an independent project, but they seem to be responding to their fans pretty nicely. So if you're looking to play some of that, head on over to StealthZerg.com here. We're going to be getting a guild going, playing some of that. Also head over to the forums and sign up. If you don't have an organization yet for Star Citizen, and you want to do some small group type stuff, then go ahead and check out a recruitment video for that, and see if that's to your liking. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the verse. Bye bye.